If there's one thing that the library book taught me, it is that the library is never just a building. It is a living memory that refuses to die. So Susan Orlean takes this one real life event, the massive fire at the Los Angeles Public Library, and instead of giving us a straightforward true crime narrative, she puts it together as this full kaleidoscope. This book becomes part investigation, part memoir, part history about how libraries grew up right alongside American cities. And the way she pulls this book off is honestly wild. What surprised me the most is how personal this book quietly is. You can feel Orlean's childhood love of this place, those trips to the library with her mom, that sense of wonder, the idea that a library can be a portal. She doesn't just report on the library as a place, she treats it like a loved one that she's trying to honor. The writing almost reads like someone trying to tend to a garden that once belonged to their family. Gentle, obsessed, and deeply respectful. And that emotional connection changes the entire tone of the book. It's like she's saying, if we don't remember these places, if we don't tell these stories, they're just going to disappear. And the LA Library, Orlean is using it as the perfect example of how libraries keep reinventing themselves. They're not just rows of books, they're shelters, classrooms, crisis centers, internet hubs, teen spaces, community anchors. They're where history is being preserved and where people who have been forgotten by so many other institutions can walk in and feel seen. Reading this made me rethink libraries in ways I never expected, especially now when libraries are under so much pressure politically and financially and culturally. This book reminds you that with the help of the community, they have always adapted. They've always mattered, and they may even matter more now. And then there's this one guy named Harry Peak, a chaotic, charming wannabe actor whose whole life was made up of these little stories he told of himself. He's not a villain here in this book. He's not a hero either. He's more like a myth that wandered into the nonfiction section and started rearranging the shelves. He lived his life like a screenplay that maybe only he could see. And somehow he ends up orbiting this enormous real world catastrophe. Not because he's reliable, but because stories stick to people who know how to perform them. So yeah, this book is definitely for people who love libraries, who've ever walked between rows of books and felt like they were living in a memory. It made me think about how we protect history, how fragile it is, and how messy it is to declare something arson like it's a clear scientific fact. But here's what I want to know. What's your relationship with libraries? Do you see them as safe havens in your community, as study halls, as escape routes, or just places that you wandered into once and never forgot?